right back, so Ben Johnson on the bench, Fabianski in goal, of course, Cresswell at left back, so that's the back four. Souček and Rice, Flynn Downs, Jared Bowen, Said Benrahma and Gianluca Scamacca as the central striker. The match begins. The BBC World Service listeners join us here at Old Trafford, so welcome to you. And it's Manchester United against West Ham United, and you will be listening to the voice of Chris Waddle as well. 62 caps for England, once Britain's most expensive footballer. Throw-in for West Ham immediately down the right-hand side, 10 yards back from the corner flag. Kehrer takes it in towards the near post. That's headed away, the first test for Manchester United's defence. Martinez comes across the penalty area as it comes back in, heads it across, cleared away by Dalot, and then there's a foul, little foul by Declan Rice, and it's a free kick to Manchester United just outside their own penalty area. So United with Maguire and Martinez back together. That's how they started the season, remember, when Brighton came here and won, and then that capitulation, that first half capitulation against Brentford. So very much under the microscope, but Martinez has really settled in, Chris, on the left.
Very impressed, and when he first arrived, what he thought too small for a centre-half in an English game, but he's very good in the air for his height, but he's settled in, he's very aggressive. You can see why the fans like him. He's decent on the ball as well, he's comfortable, and we can see already West Ham have set up exactly as we thought. They've matched Manchester United, exact shape.
Manchester United in the first half, playing from left to right. Cristiano Ronaldo takes it on from near the halfway line and is tripped, and that's a free kick. Cristiano Ronaldo making the 650th league appearance of his career today, but just his third league start of this season. Brentford and Newcastle were the other matches he started. Scamacca playing the ball through to Benrahma, and Benrahma now for West Ham on the edge of the area, but Martinez came across and did well, actually, very quickly across and blocked the attempted shot on the edge of the area.
I've got to say, Benrahma's got to do far better. He's just got to the D on the edge of the box. He's doing a few step overs, but he's not moving the ball. He's not trying to get himself a good angle to get the shot off. Martinez gets across and blocks it quite comfortably. That was a golden opportunity. Give the ball away cheap. Eriksen, counter-attack, should have done better.
Benrahma was named as the man of the match on Monday night for West Ham when they won at home against Bournemouth by 2-0, scored the late penalty, the clinching penalty, but that was an opportunity. You know, when he was set through by Scamacca from the halfway line, it looked like he was away.
He's got to be a bit brave and go on his left, push the ball out. You know, you got to think Martinez is all left foot. Go to his right, it's his weaker foot. You've got to strike up. He's come inside. He's played exactly onto where Martinez wanted him to go, and wasted opportunity. Manchester
United 0, West Ham United 0. So we're on 5 Live on this Premier League Sunday. We're on the World Service. You can listen to us via BBC Sounds as well. If you're on the move, listen to the live radio on there, all of the various networks. And we're watching Manchester United take a goal kick, which they play out from the back. Martinez and Maguire. This is very slow progress. Played out of the penalty area, and then Maguire and Martinez exchanging passes, and it goes back to the man in blue, David De Gea, and then across to the informed right back, Diogo Dalot. Started every match in all competitions this season. Erik ten Hag clearly likes what he's seen from him. And then finally a long pass, and a very good pass as well from Casemiro, and Dalot's ball across, and the arriving Rashford steers it wide, and he actually stepped in front of Cristiano Ronaldo, how dare you, and took it off his toe and shot wide, and the two of them give one another a little low five, and actually they're laughing about it.
What a ball, Casemiro, doesn't he? He must hit it, 45, 50 yards, great ball in. Dalot spots the run of Rashford. Whether Ronaldo shouted or Rashford seemed to get it fright and miskicked it completely.
But it was all friends afterwards.
Yeah, a lot of laughter, look.
Manchester United 0, West Ham 0, but a passive high quality from Casemiro on the halfway line to pick out Dalot, who has been good, Chris, hasn't he? Dalot, the right back.
Yeah, listen, when new managers come in, certain players you don't think of the old managers, you think, no, he's not going to get a game, and they just seem to fit into the way the new manager plays.
Flynn Downs is fouled near the halfway line, the fair-haired former Ipswich and Swansea midfielder, so it's a free kick for West Ham, Rice plays it out towards the right-hand side to Kehrer, Thilo Kehrer, the German international. He'll be going to the World Cup with Hansi Flick's team, all being well. And they play it back to Fabianski, the now retired Polish international from international football. Long from him, United have it back inside their own half. Manchester United 0, West Ham 0, 5 minutes play. Maguire goes for a long pass. He's looking for Rashford over the top, but Kehrer is able to come across, leap high above Rashford and head the ball back to Fabianski.
There's a lot of good movement at the minute and a lot of long passes going on, which is nice to see. Teams are both positive. It's very easy to just keep possession, slow the game down, but these two teams already are looking to go forward.
Although, in saying that, Zuma goes back to his goalkeeper, Fabianski, and that's only just kept in by Kehrer, but he's given possession back to Manchester United. Eriksen now to Rashford on the left-hand side, but Rashford is challenged by Souček, and now here's Downs over towards the right, and West Ham played forward. This is for Bowen down the right flank. Jared Bowen trying to run onto that, but Martinez is quickly across for Manchester United and able to take it away from him. And then it's a long ball over the top from Eriksen. Lovely pass as well into Elanga, who had Zuma with him, who did enough actually, and the shot in the end from Elanga left-footed was weak across goal and wide.
Well, we've seen 3 passes already. It's like watching quarterbacks rather than midfield players getting on the ball. That was brilliant by Eriksen. We've got, 30-40 yards into the run of Elanga. You know what, if he starts going down there, John, I don't want players to go down. I'm sick of players hitting the deck, but if he goes down he may get a free kick. You never know what happens, but he did the right thing. He tried to get the shot off. Unfortunately he scuffs it well wide.
Nice touch there from Scamacca for Bowen down the right hand side. Jared Bowen into the full back position, up against Shaw, comes inside, beats him, but Shaw actually just got a little touch on that. I thought he was past him, but Luke Shaw did get the meaningful touch to take it away from Jared Bowen, just as I think he was thinking about a left-footed shot.
I think Shaw realises Jared Bowen is all left-footed and he wants to come inside and curl that one across De Gea in the goal, doesn't he? But Shaw reads it very, very well. Little toe poke away.
Manchester United 0, West Ham 0. Already today, both Premier League matches, commentary on 5 Live. We've brought you a convincing victory for the leaders again, Arsenal. Made short work of Nottingham Forest. We'll hear from Mikel Arteta, I would imagine, at half-time. Celtic, the leaders in Scotland, 3-0 winners at Livingston. The last we heard in the 3 o'clock kickoff, it was Ross County 1, Hearts 2. Still 0-0 in the very early stages here at Old Trafford. Rashford comes towards the halfway line, receives the ball and then goes on a run, but just got the ball caught up underneath his feet. Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo together. Ball out towards Shaw on the far side. Bruno Fernandes, low ball across, just mishit that, and it ran into the path of Benrahma.
Any time when Man United get the ball, Ronaldo now is coming well away from the centre-halves, wants to come into midfield, sometimes past the midfield players, and when they're looking to get a good area to cross it, there's nobody in the box.
Yes, Casemiro though with the ball right across the edge of the penalty area, beyond Rashford, and the ball runs away, and actually Kehrer and Rashford suddenly realise that the ball might not be going out of play and set off on a 20-yard sprint together, and of course the ball then runs over the line and it's a throw-in to West Ham. That'll be instructions though, Chris, to Cristiano Ronaldo from the manager.
Ronaldo, I said he's old enough to know what his strengths are. No, he's not going to run in behind like you would expect a centre forward to do. So he's coming off a bit like Harry Kane does for Tottenham. He comes off into them areas where centre halves don't want to follow him in. So if he gets the right timing on it, he can get the ball quite easily.
37 years old now, Cristiano Ronaldo, as West Ham come towards the halfway line, and Scamacca shields it from the challenge that comes in on him. So West Ham are still in business. So there's light rain falling now here in Manchester, and Declan Rice passes the ball over the halfway line, gets it back from Flynn Downs, and then they do exactly the same again, and Rice comes back into his own half. Just gentle rain falling inside Old Trafford, and full time in the Rugby League World Cup. The full-time score, Tonga 92, Cook Islands 10. So Tonga 92-10 winners.
Close game.
Well, earlier Lebanon beat Jamaica 74-12. We'll have news on Samoa against France later. These still pool matches. The Rugby League World Cup final is here, isn't it? That's right, isn't it? Rugby League World Cup final is being played here at Old Trafford in due course. United just shepherding the ball out of play, and it's a goal kick to the home side. In fact, I said to Leanne, who always welcomes us down on reception at Old Trafford, I said, you'll be looking forward to your World Cup break. And she said, World Cup break? What are you talking about? We've got these matches, we've got this match, we've got the final. So no rest as United play the ball out from the back, still 0-0. And here is Martinez, goes for another long pass up towards Rashford, who is challenged by Souček. And West Ham have got it in the middle of their own half with Zuma. It's being booed by the home supporters. I presume that is for the well-chronicled cat incident during last season. Shaw playing the ball in field towards Casemiro, and then Eriksen turns it back into his own half. I was saying this last week when we were at Stamford Bridge. A midfield three of Casemiro, Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes is not the worst I've ever seen.
I thought they played very well at Chelsea as well.
Yeah, they did. First half really took the game to Chelsea. There's Elanga now on the right-hand side, gets the ball back from Dalot. Elanga into Bruno Fernandes, square. They want Eriksen to shoot. He curls the ball into the penalty area, and Thilo Kehrer, just from the stretch, got his head to it to nod it away from the arriving Luke Shaw, out for a throw.
Man United looked dangerous since the start of the game. I think West Ham are worried about their shape. They're more worried about the tactics, and instead of enjoying when they get the football, they forgot to play. They forgot to think, oh no, we can contribute, we can score. They're just doing a job at the minute, and every time they get it, they give it cheaply back to Man United. I'm sure David Moyes will be disappointed what they're doing when they get possession.
Yeah, it's not unlike the way that they started at Anfield the week before last, when they gradually came more into the game. And if you remember, if Jarrod Bowen had scored his penalty just before half-time, it might have been a different outcome. But West Ham in possession inside their own half. But Casemiro's in with a challenge, good one as well, on Flynn Downs to win it back for the home side. Comes back to Martinez. Martinez, little tap to Eriksen. Eriksen's prod through to the edge of the area. Dalot, it's only half cleared and then headed back by Benrahma, which he had to stretch in to get there ahead of Dalot, but he was able to do so.
He did very well. Tidied it up very well. Benrahma helping out the defence, but you want him in the other half, don't you? It's at the minute, as I say, West Ham are quite happy to slow the game right down, and I thought Man United have started quite well.
Still 0-0. Latest score in the Premiership and the Rugby Union, incidentally. Saracens 18, Sale 15. United on the back foot, and Rashford's taken a tumble, trying to tackle back actually on Kehrer. The two of them just came together.
I got in the face there.
And it's just a hand in the face.
Yes, I think it was. I think he's caught him.
Yeah, possibly in the mouth, just rolling over now. And it is now Saracens 26, Sale 15. And Cardiff 17, Edinburgh 25, the latest score in the United Rugby Championship match. So we've had rain, that's stopped now, and actually the sun is shining on the white metalwork right up in the corner above the Sir Alex Ferguson stand, and the stand to our right. West Ham get the ball moving again after taking the free kick. Rashford is up, he's okay, and he's not needed treatment, and West Ham go back into their own half. Almost 15 minutes played, and here is Fabianski just tapping the ball to Zuma. Elanga quickly arrives on the scene, so back it goes to Fabianski again. Fabianski now hits that yellow ball, as it is, the high vis ball. Now the clocks have gone back. Eriksen, long pass from him, that's definitely a feature, but overhit it through, and Fabianski's got it back.
I like it. I think there's a lot of good movement ahead of them. Ronaldo brings the centre halves out. Fernandes, Rashford, Olanga's looking to get in behind.
Benrahma is dispossessed by Casemiro, and now Ronaldo will hit the shot from 23-24 yards, but it was close enough to Fabianski just to take a couple of steps to his right and grab the ball into his chest.
I thought he did the right thing. Space, 23-24 yards out, why not?
Casemiro, talk about Martinez looking at home. How at home does Casemiro look now in a red Manchester United shirt?
You know what it is as well, John? He makes the game look so easy. He very rarely, he is covering the ground. He probably doesn't look like he is, but he's a fit guy. But technically, his vision and awareness is brilliant.
8 consecutive starts now as Dawson's given the ball away, and Rashford into the penalty area on his right foot. Rashford shoots, it's deflected, and it lands. I think it might have clipped the back of the crossbar on the way over the top after that deflection off Souček, I think.
Yeah.
And it's a corner.
Great run by Rashford. Man United's really started this game well. West Ham have got to quicken it up. Dawson it was who got the block, but they've got to quicken this game up. It's given away, Dawson, wasn't it, to Rashford? Sorry. I mean, cuts inside, and they've got a corner of it. It's all Man United at the minute.
Corner then. Good noise inside Old Trafford. Corner is taken short. Bruno Fernandes, who is standing on the goal line, passes it back to Shaw. Left-footed ball in with the outside of his left foot. It's like Cancelo from Luke Shaw. And it's headed away for West Ham. Tite will be thinking he can pick Luke Shaw in his teeth. Ball across, and now Dalot with a cross. Header from Rashford, but Fabianski down to his right is able to save it actually quite comfortably into his chest.
Well, that's a good. I mean, all you can ask for there is hit the target, and he does everything right. Unfortunately, it's straight at the keeper. You've got to look at West Ham's setup. They normally play it three at the back, don't they? They look all over the shop. He's obviously thought, I'll match Man United up, we'll get a bit of a performance out. It's not so far. It's all Man United. He must be concerned, David Moyes.
That's Chris Waddle with us on 5 Live. England World Cup semi-finalist, and we're watching West Ham come forward with the ball on the right flank, played back to Declan Rice across from him, and Aaron Cresswell is able to get the ball down. Cresswell curling a high one into the area, looking for Scamacca. Maguire with a challenge, and then the follow-up challenge from Souček, but United are able to clear. Manchester United are able to clear to the halfway line. 2 Uniteds in this match, not just one. Cresswell passing it forward for Scamacca, and then Benrahma gets the ball down. Oh, lovely turn from him, away from 2 men, and now shoots into the legs of Martinez, but it comes back to Scamacca. He goes for goal from 25 yards. That hits Maguire on the edge of the area, bounces to Bruno Fernandes, and he is fouled. Fernandes.
Great bit of skill, Benrahma. We know he's got that. He's got them little tricks, hasn't he? And it was brilliant to watch. Who needs Anthony?
Who needs Anthony when you've got Benrahma?
But no, it's. I just think the shape's unsettled West Ham. They're not used to playing a back 4. They always play 3, and at the minute they've matched Man United, but Man United's a better team.
And that skill from Benrahma, it was the kind of Zidane role, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Away from Casemiro,
yeah.
Incidentally.
Yeah, he would have liked that. It's when he didn't start applauding, but
and then took it on brilliantly. That was your entertainment, Chris.
That's it.
Yeah. It's what the people want to see. 0-0 the score. West Ham fans in good voice. Just knocked my knee against the stanchion here. Here's Maguire. Could be doubtful for the World Cup. Maguire plays the ball to the edge of the penalty area. Kehrer brings it down, bounces back. Ronaldo now 25 yards out, leaves it to Bruno Fernandes. Back to Ronaldo in the area on the left-hand side. Onto his left foot, shoots. That's blocked by Kehrer. Ronaldo back to Bruno Fernandes in the area. Ronaldo again on the left-hand side. He looks, and here's a couple of flicks and tricks from Ronaldo as well. The master of them. Shaw, then Bruno Fernandes, still Ronaldo on the left-hand side, stretching foot, blocks it behind Jared Bowen, it was. And Jared Bowen and Cristiano Ronaldo slap hands together after that one.
Well, you've got to say, you said that was the end of it after Benrahma. We just saw some more there from Ronaldo. The game's full of it.
He's on 498 league goals.
Is that step overs?
498,000 step overs out. It's a corner for Manchester United from the left. Luke Shaw's just bending down, tying his shoelace. So after all that, wouldn't have an opening goal from a set piece, would we? Header from a set piece. Here is the free kick in. Fabianski comes and heads away the corner that was delivered in from the far side by Eriksson. Zuma was there as well, but I think it was the goalkeeper who got the touch, and West Ham break forward. Nice touch from Rice. Keeps it. No, he doesn't keep it in. Well, he's incensed, and he does the imaginary flag wave, Declan Rice with his hand. And David Moyes is saying as well, he's saying that he feels that ball was not out of play.
Yeah, I agree.
And I've got it in my mind that this has happened to David Moyes here before. As soon as that happened, do you remember? I think they conceded a goal that curled out of play and back in. Do you remember?
Yeah, well, I'm getting the benefit of a replay here, so Declan Rice diverts ever so well. That's not crossed the line at all. No.
So it is West Ham a little unfortunate there. Whether it would have actually led to anything, we'll never know.
I'm thinking it's 10 yards over the halfway line, so it's not.
No. Manchester United 0, West Ham 0. We'll have interviews on the way from Arsenal 5, Nottingham Forest 0. 6:06 will follow us. Hope you haven't been caught out by the early kick-off here. 4:15 start it was in this match. For some reason, probably television related. As Martinez has the ball in front of his own penalty area for Manchester United. And puts his foot on the ball and then gives it to Maguire to the right-hand side. Maguire closed down by Scamacca, so passes it back to Martinez. Martinez is going to look for that long pass. Oh, he's given it away. He's passed it straight to Jared Bowen, and then Bowen attempted to give it back to Downs, but he was on his heels and Luke Shaw nipped him, and now Shaw's given it away. Souček, high ball across field, Elanga underneath it to head it back to the halfway line, but he's headed it back to Rice. Not the smoothest period of play of that. 20 minutes played. And Zuma goes cross-field, high pass to the right. Thilo Kehrer, little ball in field towards Souček, and the tall Czech takes the ball on, almost to the edge, the corner of the penalty area, then Bowen back across. Rice first-time pass, but passes it straight into Anthony Elanga and Manchester United.
Spell of bad passes, isn't it? It's another one, is it?
It might have been a foul, actually. It was, says referee Chris Kavanagh, and it's a free kick for a foul on Casemiro just as he was playing it downfield. And yes, it was Paul Pogba when he equalised for West Ham when Manchester United beat West Ham 3-1 here, and the goal stood, and it shouldn't have done. The ball was out of play off the field before it curled back in. Manchester United 0, West Ham 0. Got a terrible record here, West Ham, although they did win here in the Carabao Cup last season. Dalot playing the ball into the box, but that's headed away by Craig Dawson, who's missed the last 4 matches for West Ham with a dead leg. Thilo Kehrer passing it forward to Souček, and Souček now has got a little bit of space inside his own half, but not for long. Shaw is quickly across, and his tackle has given it to Bruno Fernandes, and now Rashford on the left, but his cross is straight into Dawson. Rashford, though, right-footed ball to the edge of the area. Souček clears that away. Bruno Fernandes, Downs comes across, but Manchester United with Shaw and Bruno Fernandes, and now Rashford into Dalot on the edge of the box, flick back, Bruno Fernandes hits the shot, but into the upper body of Declan Rice, so that clears that one away. Still Manchester United coming forward from left to right, and then Shaw passing it back to Christian Eriksen. Martinez back to Christian Eriksen again, puts his foot on the ball. West Ham have got everyone behind the ball. Not now, they haven't, because Shaw takes it on, then West Ham are able to clear, and there's an important touch from Scamacca. Maguire dived in, he didn't get there. Scamacca gives it to Benrahma. Benrahma now downfield up to the edge of the penalty area, trying to find a way in between Dalot and Martinez, and the Manchester United defenders come out on top. Between the two of them, they dealt with it, Dalot and Martinez, and it deflected off them and behind for a corner to West Ham.
Benrahma this time goes on the left-hand side, gets himself a corner, but the game's gone scrappy the last 5 minutes. People giving the ball away very, very cheaply. And again, counter-attack. Martinez has got to get across on that left-hand side. There's nobody on this right-hand side. Few step was Benrahma, but not enough.
Harry Maguire diving in on Scamacca there. I mean, that was 5 or 6 yards inside the West Ham half. Could have been costly. Corner from the left. Cresswell to take it. This is West Ham's first corner of the match. It's still goalless. Outswinging to the near post is headed up and firmly and powerfully away by Casemiro. Ball stays in play. West Ham keep it in play. No, they don't. Cresswell's pass to Benrahma is adjudged to have crossed the line, according to the assistant on this side.
No doubt we'll see the replay here.
I think that probably was out, that one. So it's Manchester United 0, West Ham 0, and David Moyes crosses his arms down there. He's not going to fight that battle, I don't think. So I think we can take it that was the right decision. So ball long from Dalot to the edge of the area, but Bowen was there and actually passed it all the way back to Fabianski. So 0-0. That win in the Carabao Cup last season, that is the only win that David Moyes has had here as a manager in all competitions, as a visiting manager. Dawson playing the ball back to Fabianski. Kurt Zouma now on his right foot, passing it to Downs, who gives it back to Declan Rice, and then Downs out to the left here. Cresswell, left foot, right foot pass. Benrahma, De Gea's come a long way and he's got there as well. I had my doubts there for a moment or two. He very nearly landed it on the TV gantry. Answers down.
That's 3 times Benrahma's got in down his left-hand side. He likes to play, we know that he likes to go forward, but you've got to keep your eye on Benrahma. He's a very dangerous player. De Gea does very well.
David Moyes has identified that, hasn't he?
Yep.
Throw in Cresswell to take this. In towards Scamacca. Gianluca Scamacca, the Italian international, the big number 7. Now Kehrer receives it from him. Oh, lovely move from him. Beats 2 men, 3 men. Then the shot from the angle from Bowen, and the offside flag is up. And
Bowen's offside.
He was.
Yeah. Why hasn't Kehrer hit it? What a great run. I mean, he got there without probably realising what he did. He thought about passing it, and it was a dummy after a dummy, and he ends up thinking, you're in the box, shoot.
Well, that was a little bit like, I don't know whether you were listening right at the start of the programme this afternoon on 5 Live. Nedum Onuoha was talking about the goal that he scored for Sunderland at Stamford Bridge, and talking about how, as a defender, he had a run, probably not unlike that, I think, into the penalty area, and actually in the end the only thing he could do was shoot a goal, and he scored. But I think for Kehrer, it did just get to that point when it was...
Yeah, he's obviously hardly ever there, so...
And he passed to Bowen, who was offside. But it was a chance. Lovely run. Still 0-0. Manchester United 0, West Ham 0. So mainly Manchester United, but West Ham causing problems with Benrahma when he's been put through, and there that run from Kehrer as Fernandes takes the legs away from Declan Rice.
Come into it, West Ham, the last 5 minutes, haven't they? I mean, Benrahma's got this bit of freedom down this left-hand side. Dalot's keep leaving him a lot of space. He's not capitalised on it. But that last run from Kehrer on the right-hand side, and they've got a little bit more possession now, West Ham. They've come right into the game.
They've won 1 of their last 19 visits to Old Trafford in all competitions. West Ham, that win last season in the League Cup. Manchester United 0, West Ham 0. Ended up knocking out Manchester United and Manchester City from the competition last season. Reached the European semi-final, 7th in the Premier League. So that's 6th and 7th in the last 2 seasons, West Ham. But really, they're still recovering from losing their first 3 league matches of this season. But they are recovering. Ball out from the back, from Dawson. Shaw heads it forward. And then Bruno Fernandes has headed it straight to Benrahma. And Benrahma skips away from the Manchester United number 8. And here is Kehrer, who's going for a high ball right across the penalty area, and he's overhit it. He's ballooned it, really, way beyond Scamacca, beyond the far post for a goal kick.
He was hitting Scamacca, yeah, the far post, but as you say, he's overhit it. But West Ham are dominated the last 5-6 minutes, haven't they? They're passing the ball around. Man United are giving it away cheaply. Can't get it off West Ham a minute.
A bit like me with the top of that water bottle. Couldn't get that off either. Manchester United 0, West Ham 0, and United start to play it out from the back again. Manchester United and West Ham will both be involved in European football this coming Thursday night, but in good shape in their respective groups in the Europa League and the Conference League, as Elanga goes back to Maguire. Maguire just tapping it back into the 6-yard box to David De Gea, who turns and gives it out to Luke Shaw, who's way over there on the left-hand side. And then United still with the ball on the edge of their own penalty area. This is a good press from West Ham, but Manchester United playing around it and doing well. Luke Shaw, again, who has certainly improved this season after Malacia was initially brought in by Eric Ten Hag, but Shaw's regained his place, and I think all being well, it'll be Luke Shaw who starts for England when it comes to the Iran game.
Yeah, I think looking at it, he's got a very good chance, especially if he keeps in this team and they keep playing well.
Chris, what about the Rashford question. We'll answer that when we can, because West Ham take a throw down the right-hand side. Martinez comes across.
I think it's a difficult one, John. I think he's got to play all the... Well, there's only 3 games left, isn't there? And he's got to put in 3 good performances, because we know he's got ability.
Well, the England squad, Gareth Southgate names his England squad a week on Thursday, so he names it the Thursday before the final weekend of the Premier League, before the World Cup. So, I mean,
there's a lot of players playing well though at the minute. So, you know,
so Rashford can play potentially in the 2 positions. As Dawson takes the ball forward, that's a poor ball from Craig Dawson. He's looking to pass it through the inside right position, and neither Kehrer nor Bowen made the run, and the ball just ran through for a goal kick. Yeah, I mean, it's in terms of that striker in the England squad, you're talking Tammy Abraham, Dominic Calvert-Lewin's back in the picture now. Ivan Toney was in the last squad. Callum Wilson we've been talking about, haven't we? And Marcus Rashford is in that group. Probably 2 of them.
Yeah, I would think 2 of them. 2 of them, yeah.
So we'll find out. A week on Thursday. You'll hear it, by the way, that day. The announcement of the England squad for the World Cup.
I think Callum Wilson will be in at the minute. I just think the way Newcastle's playing, they're playing well. He's scoring goals. He looks very confident, as the side does.
Ball flicked forward by Scamacca. He won't be going to the World Cup. Italy not qualified. Downs loses out to Martinez. Downs claiming that he was fouled. Martinez gives it to Ronaldo, but Ronaldo's pass just runs away through. He was looking for a diagonal run from Rashford or maybe Fernandes to run onto it, but he flicked it forward and it had too much on it, and now Ronaldo's trying to win it back from Rice, but they enjoyed that, the visiting supporters. Declan Rice holding off Cristiano Ronaldo, but then Rice ends up running the ball off the pitch next to David Moyes, so cheers from the Manchester United fans. Cristiano Ronaldo back to Elanga, and now Dalot into the centre circle. Still 0-0, 5 Live on the World Service from the BBC, this second Premier League commentary of the day. And Martinez, Christian Eriksen, deep lying position, he's passed it straight to Scamacca, and Scamacca for West Ham then loses out to Bruno Fernandes, and then poor flick from Rashford, tried to flick it back to Bruno Fernandes and it didn't come off at all, and then a shove in the back by Shaw on Jared Bowen on the halfway line over on the far side.
Sometimes you wonder if these guys train together through the week, don't you? I mean, one runs one way and they pass the ball the other, you're thinking. It's strange. The last 5-10 minutes of the game, it's got really messy, hasn't it? They're not putting 3 passes together.
No, it's deteriorated. And we've got around about 12 minutes plus added time to half-time. Manchester United 0, West Ham 0. So free kick after that foul on Bowen. Kehrer takes it up towards Scamacca, but Maguire beats him in the air. Rice heads it forward. Casemiro nods it down, and then Casemiro up towards Cristiano Ronaldo inside his own half. Then to Bruno Fernandes in the centre circle. Bruno Fernandes just has to check back because Rice comes across, and groans from the home supporters. So it is a slower build-up. Maguire, Bruno Fernandes, now Casemiro again. Casemiro just has a look forward, lots of white and orange shirts in front of him. Harry Maguire sends it forward, but on the fall he was being challenged. However, it's still on the edge of the West Ham box, but tidied up by Souček. Back to Fabianski, who just wallops it downfield.
They just run out of ideas at the minute. They're all little passes, there's no tempo about it. That's what Man United's best at.
Long pass from Martinez, and Fabianski out of his penalty area to head it away, and then actually stumbled as he fell, Fabianski. And
I think Eriksen just caught him on the ankle.
Eriksen was arriving. He was the player chasing that long pass from Martinez.
I think he's caught him.
What, maybe just...
I think he's just caught him with his ankle. I think Fabianski's ankle.
Bone on bone.
He's offside anyway.
Yeah.
But that's where Man United look good though, that ball over the top. I think it just catches his left ankle.
Yeah. So it's actually been given as rather than the offside, that was given as a free. Well, there wasn't much contact.
Oh, that's how he landed.
He did jar himself.
He jarred it, yeah.
I think he's okay. Yeah, he's moving okay. Lucas Fabianski, not the only 37-year-old on the field. Cristiano Ronaldo. That applies to Lucas Fabianski as well. Getting older, these footballers, aren't they, Chris? could still be out there almost.
Yep.
Here's Eriksson, right foot sort of reverse pass to Rashford on the left-hand side, landed perfectly into his path. Rashford now a change of feet. Shaw arriving. Shaw's ball across right into the path of Rice, who was able to put it behind with his right foot for a corner.
Great run by Shaw, lovely way to pass by Rashford, but you need somebody to get across that near post. He ain't got options. He's running at full speed. He's not going to hang it up at the far post. He's going to hit it hard and low. Nobody gamble getting across the front.
So it's a corner, still 0-0 if you've just joined us. And the corner from Eriksson. This one's taken back to Shaw. First time touch from him. Shaw beats Bowen. Shaw's cross. Zouma gets ahead to it. Comes to Elanga, and he volleys it right across the penalty area, and it would have gone out for a throw-in actually. But he was going for the spectacular. Teed it up, hit the volley. Was looking for the top corner, the far corner, but he got it all wrong. So United. Oh, and then Rashford tripped. Just has his legs taken away.
Yellow that.
Scamacca. It was, yeah. Scamacca runs away. The centre forward in his own right back position. It was a striker's tackle.
You don't want your centre forwards back defender, do you?
No, and he's conceded this free kick. He's in a good position, 10 yards back from the dead ball line, in the full back area. And Eriksson is waiting to take this. So Ronaldo and Maguire are near the back post, just outside the 6-yard box. Casemiro and Dalot are in there as well. West Ham holding a line on the edge of the 6-yard area. So Eriksson, whether he's going to whip it in or not, here he is. Eriksson with the free kick into the near post, poor delivery, headed away by Kehrer. Comes out to Martinez, who was able to work it onto his right foot, pass it to Rashford, but West Ham cleared, and then Bruno Fernandes, his crossfield passes.
It's not helpful for Fernandes today, has it? He's very frustrated figure when you look at him, his body language. He's looking for things which are not there, and he's just got to get a few passes, get together, get his confidence back going, because he's such a talented footballer.
Yeah, the pass was way beyond Eriksson, and it was allowed to go through actually and out of play for a throw-in to West Ham. So we're into the last 10 minutes of the first half. 5 Live on the World Service from the BBC. Still waiting for the first goal of the match here at Old Trafford. Cristiano Ronaldo over on the far side wins a throw-in. I almost couldn't believe it when I saw that it was the last league match at Old Trafford until after Christmas. Here is Eriksson, but that's the way this World Cup is coming at us, at a pace. Ball out to the left-hand side. Then Casemiro with a crossfield pass. Elanga heads it across the box, but under pressure. Zouma was able to head it away. Cresswell jumped with Elanga, and then the ball bounces out of play. I think it might have been a final touch off Dalot, but it was Benrahma, the assistant, was right there. Throw-in that Dalot is waiting to take, which he does now, to Eriksson, who helps it on to Fernandes. Back to Eriksson. He gets the ball down. Lovely ball curled in. Rashford heads it in. All about the Eriksson delivery. A curling cross right onto the forehead of the arriving Marcus Rashford, who scores the opening goal in front of the England manager Gareth Southgate, with the World Cup squad selection just a matter of days away, and Manchester United lead West Ham by 1-0.
What a brilliant ball by Eriksson. I've got to say, Marcus Rashford timed his run to perfection. Comes in that far post. Kehrer doesn't know where Rashford is. He can't feel, he can't look, he's got his eyes on the ball. He never got off the ground, Kehrer, and Rashford rose very early. Powerful header. Fabianski no chance. Brilliant cross by Eriksson. And you've got to say, Man United have just probably shaded it so far in this game, but what a goal that was. What a ball by Eriksson. Half volley, far post. Kehrer thinks nobody behind us. Rashford appears. Great header. 1-0.
And that, for Marcus Rashford, is his 100th goal for Manchester United.
And that's his plane ticket.
You think so?
Yep.
Brings up the century for Manchester United. That's a great milestone, isn't it? For any club that you play for, that to have scored 100 goals for Manchester United, then you've got your place in the club's history. West Ham coming forward. The ball is played across from the right-hand side via a deflection by Bowen, and Benrahma was arriving, and Maguire had to be sharp there to put it behind for a corner. So a corner. The goal scored, I think, in the 38th minute. Yes, confirmed. And it has finished. Ross County 1, Hearts 2. So Rashford joins the Manchester United 100 club. Great celebration as well. Big smile across his face. But Manchester United now have to defend this corner from the left-hand side. Cresswell to take this. Outswing of the near post, which is cleared away by a stretching leg of Bruno Fernandes, with Declan Rice next to him. Benrahma crosses from the left-hand side. That's headed away by Casemiro under no particular pressure. It's kept in near the halfway line, and West Ham go back into their own half. So Marcus Rashford, it's his birthday tomorrow as well, 25 years old tomorrow, scores his 100th Manchester United goal today and becomes the 22nd player to reach that milestone. And he leaves behind in the all-time list your old teammate, your England teammate, Brian Robson, who didn't reach the 100, fell one short. So to throw in for Manchester United, just inside their own half. And actually the television cameras have picked out the man who roared past 100 goals for Manchester United. Denis Law is here inside the stadium, inside the director's box to our left. Isn't it great to see him?
Yeah, brilliant. What a player he was.
Yeah, and you were pointing out to me a little earlier today, it's actually 2 years today since the death of Nobby Stiles, another Manchester United great teammate of Denis Law's, sadly missed by all who remember him. Manchester United 1, West Ham 0. And United and Erik ten Hag will feel a lot better about things after that. Grey skies, moody grey skies over Old Trafford now. De Gea clearing from just the D on the edge of his penalty area, long downfield, and the ball bounces out of play for a throw-in to West Ham, halfway inside their own half. So 3 minutes plus added time to the break. More to come shortly on Arsenal's 5-0 win over Nottingham Forest, which returns them to the top of the Premier League table. And in the second half, the lines will be open for 606 with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton. But you can get in touch now to book your call on 85058 on the text, or hashtag BBC 606. Read about it all on the BBC Sport website, the great football pages. Watch Match of the Day 2 tonight, and then download the 5 Live Football Daily for free from BBC Sounds in the morning. And in 3 weeks' time, the Football Daily will turn into the World Cup Daily. All 64 matches will be on 5 Live, Sports Extra, or the World Service via the radio, online, or of course via BBC Sound. West Ham with a free kick just forward of the centre circle. Cresswell plays it in towards the edge of the penalty area. United, Rashford is in there, but it's pulled right across the box by Souček. Benrahma gets it down in the other full-back position, plays it back to Cresswell, puts his foot on it, and then crosses into the back of Cristiano Ronaldo. And the ball is deflected out for a throw down the left.
And I look at Benrahma, gets it down the side of the box. He's got one-on-one with the winger Elanga. Surely he can get a yard and put it in. It's much better coming in from the byline than it is coming from 25 yards up the pitch.
Throw in for West Ham. Level with the edge of the Manchester United box, but there's a stoppage because Luke Shaw has just gone down. Whether he was... I think he's okay. The medical people are waiting there, but I think he's saying, yeah, I'm all right. Whether he got a knock just defending that set piece. It's just, I think maybe fingernails actually across his face, maybe a scratch across his face. Throw-in is taken, Shaw's okay, and the ball's next to the corner flag. Manchester United are able to win possession back. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo passing the ball infield to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, right-footed pass downfield. Shaw's okay, all right, he's racing onto this, down the left. Shaw pulls it back from Bowen and then looks for support, which is there from Eriksen. And Eriksen back to Bruno Fernandes, and Bruno Fernandes 30 yards out, turns and plays it back to Maguire in the centre circle. Groans from the home supporters. I'd love to see a second goal before half-time. Casemiro to Dalot, just outside the box. Dalot behind him to Casemiro, curling it in, headed away by Dawson. Bruno Fernandes then nods it to his left and forward. Back again to Bruno Fernandes. drags the ball back, then lifts it forward to Shaw. Shaw pulls it down, passes it back towards Bruno Fernandes, and now Bruno Fernandes is ball in over the top of Ronaldo, and it drops into the gloves and into the midriff of Fabianski.
Good play, Man United, patient play, a lot of it going through Fernandes there, and eventually puts that cross in just probably a foot above Ronaldo's darting run to the near post, but good play by Man United.
So Manchester United leading through Marcus Rashford's 7th goal of the season in all competitions. He's not played for England. In fact, his last kick for England was the penalty that hit the post in the final of the Euros. 1 minute of added time at the end of this first half. That was his last kick for England.
Wow.
I mean, there's been injuries that have played a part, but he's also been left out for reasons of his form in that time. 7 goals already this season, just 5 in the whole of last season. Free kick to West Ham near the halfway line on the far side.
He sort of lost his way, didn't he, last season?
Do you think he's found it back again?
Well, I think there's signs. I wouldn't say it's 100%. I'm not saying he seems to have got his appetite back.
But you're suggesting enough to be.
Yes, I think because he'll score another couple of goals in the next couple of games. So and goals make plane tickets.
West Ham with Kehrer on the right hand side. Kehrer up against Luke Shaw. Shaw then to Downs, back to Kehrer again. Kehrer's been able to find Downs, and in it comes from the right, but Maguire was there to head it up and away, and that is the last action of the first half. And Erik ten Hag sets off on that perky walk of his, tight-fitting black suit, short steps. David Moyes walking about 10 yards behind him, and it is Ten Hag's side who lead 1-0. Chris Waddle.
Well, it'll be interesting if David Moyes tries to change the shape or does something, because he just can't get a foothold in this game. Man United had a great opening 15-20 minute spell, then the game sort of levelled off, but then Man United came again, and that class of Eriksen, that cross to the far post, and the header of Rashford, the run was perfect, the timing of the header was perfect, and I would say Man United have just edged it. I think West Ham's got a lot of work to do here to get back in the game. Man United have played okay for probably half an hour.
So the news here at Old Trafford, Manchester United leading through Marcus Rashford's 100th goal for the club. Manchester United 1, West Ham 0.
I always think, Chris Waddle, that the phrase bullet header is overused, but I think it applies for that one from Marcus Rashford.
Oh, brilliant header. The run, everything was perfect. The timing, the cross, the half volley by Eriksen. Not easy to do, he just hangs it up there. Kehrer, the fullback, you've got to say, didn't know where Rashford was. He was, both feet on the floor, never jumped. Rashford just got the nice early jump on him, the run on him, and the power header. The goalkeeper's got no chance. Great cross, great header. It's just a great goal.
And for you, so you're saying that's him in the squad, you reckon, for Qatar?
Listen, I think Callum Wilson is a player who, at the minute, who's scoring, confident. The big worry with Callum Wilson is, we've got to say, is he just get injuries. See how he goes the next few weeks. But he's playing well, he's playing with confidence, and that's what you want in a player. Marcus Rashford's been playing okay for Man United. That goal will give him a lot of confidence. We know he's got ability, he's got pace, he's got power, he can score goals, we know that. And it's, so if you're looking for somebody to take, and it could play maybe 2 or 3 positions, so that does help you. Gareth Southgate here watching, he would say his performance has been okay. Rashford, but goals do make differences.
Got tournament experience as well.
Yes, plus.
Yeah. And also that feeling after what happened at the Euros of wanting to put things right. And as Chris says, the ability, as he has shown again today, to play on the left-hand side when, at the moment, as we heard yesterday, there, quite a question mark now over the form of Raheem Sterling.
About Marcus Rashford before, and the most recent time he did it, he was talking about a desire. It was almost like the way he talked about him is that he wants to be able to pick him. He just needs Rashford to give him a reason to do it.
I think what he said, and there was an injury, but I know that there were also football reasons that he wasn't included in the squad in September, but he gave the classic Gareth Southgate answer, which was, he has the opportunity over the remaining weeks that there were then until the World Cup squad is named to put together a case for him being included in the squad, and today he scored in front of Gareth Southgate.
Yep, John, Chris, thank you very much for the time being. So Manchester United lead West Ham by 1-0 at half-time in the Premier League. We've got lots to talk about. We'll bring you reaction to Arsenal's 5-0 victory over Nottingham Forest. Chris Sutton's going to join us as well to talk around some of the reaction and look ahead to 6:06, which follows the game at Old Trafford. We will do all of that after Stuart Clarkson.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Thank you. Good evening. A man has attacked an immigration centre in Dover, reportedly throwing petrol bombs over a fence there. Kent police say one injury has been reported, but they haven't confirmed reports that the attacker killed himself nearby. They say a suspect has been identified and located. At least 60 people have died when a suspension bridge collapsed in Western India. It's thought hundreds of people were on the bridge in Gujarat state when it went down. Emergency services have been rescuing survivors from the river. The bridge only reopened to the public 5 days ago after renovations. An investigation's continuing in the South Korean capital Seoul after a crush during Halloween events that killed at least 154 people. The government says at least 26 foreign nationals from 14 countries are among the dead. Labour's accused Rishi Sunak of being reckless in reappointing Suella Braverman as Home Secretary after fresh questions were raised about her resignation under Liz Truss. The BBC understands that despite her saying she rapidly reported her mistake when she sent a sensitive document from her private email address, it actually took hours for her to notify officials. Levelling Up Secretary Michael Gove thinks she deserves a second chance.
I understand why people are asking these questions. I am satisfied, more than satisfied, that in resigning, accepting responsibility, apologising, and then in being assured by the Cabinet Secretary and the Prime Minister that Suella coming back into office was the right thing, that Suella is now in a position to do the work.
And strikes by Royal Mail staff in the next fortnight have been called off after a legal challenge by the company. The Communication Workers Union says the action will resume on the 12th of November as part of a dispute about pay and conditions. The two sides are due to have talks tomorrow.
More live Premier League football than anyone else.
5 Live's Premier League Sunday
with Steve Crossman.
Second half commentary on the way from Old Trafford. Manchester United won, West Ham United 0. Marcus Rashford with his 100th goal for United on the eve of his 25th birthday. Elsewhere, Arsenal have gone back to the top of the Premier League after thrashing Nottingham Forest 5-0 at the Emirates. Goals from Martinelli, Nelson, Partey and Ødegaard. But Bukayo Saka got what looked like a sprained or a twisted ankle, had to go straight down the tunnel after being substituted in the first half. After the match, Mikel Arteta spoke to Rob Nothman.
Well, Mikel, we'll talk about a great performance in a minute. So much good football to enjoy. But first of all, give us the latest on Bukayo Saka and his injury.
We don't know. Obviously, he was limping. He wasn't comfortable to continue. He got a back kick and he had to come off.
Any idea of no idea whether he's going to be out for a while?
No idea.
What about the performance? You must make you feel really satisfied with the way that you've played. What was the best bit of it?
That we showed a lot of personality right from the beginning. We were really determined. We went for it. We didn't hesitate at all. And after the defeat that we had at midweek, and after traveling and with the amount of weeks and now that we've been playing every 2.5 days, it is difficult. But we showed again that we really want it, that we have together, and especially when we have a little bump, we react quickly and we did in a convincing way.
5 goals, a lot of them quality goals, none scored by Gabriel Jesus. It must in a way be very pleasing to see so many other people contributing.
It's great because the team has different threats in different areas of the pitch, and it's more difficult to control, and you could feel that they were really looking for Gabriel in the last few minutes to get his goal, but I think his contribution in the game was exceptional.
Reiss Nelson, 2 goals. He's had to wait quite a while for his chance at Arsenal, so how pleased are you that he's produced like that?
He fully deserves it. Every single day he's at it. He's really bringing a different enthusiasm, professionalism, and he's a boy with a lot of talent. So it's time for him to fulfill that talent, and today he's proven that he can do that.
Arsenal top of the Premier League table after that victory. Nottingham Forest are bottom. Lines open now for 606 08085 909 693 to speak to Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton. Chris is with us. Good evening.
Good evening, Steve. How are you?
I'm all right, yeah. How are you?
Yep, not so bad, thank you.
Bit worried about Bukayo Saka, to be honest.
Yes, I mean, if you're an Arsenal fan, of course you are. He's been brilliant this season, hasn't he? Got that injury early on, supplied the ball for the first goal. Martinelli, brilliant header. But yeah, we want to hear from Arsenal fans about that. I mean, that must be a concern. But
and England fans.
Yes, and England fans, of course. But the performance from Arsenal, really important, I felt, today, because it's not that they were having a wobble, but I know Jurgen Klopp was moaning about, his players being fatigued. Well, Arsenal players, similar situation. I think the last couple of weeks, we saw them at Southampton where they fell away in the second half, and you think, well, are they going to fall away? But today, that was a big statement. Arteta saying they played with a lot of personality. I agree with that. So I think Arsenal fans back on top of the table, they will be delighted with that performance. Worried about Saka, not so worried about Gabriel Jesus though. I know he hasn't scored for a while, but he's such a good all-rounder, isn't he? And the fact they're getting goals from other areas, I think that's a good sign.
Essentially, because he got 2 assists, didn't he? As long as you're contributing in other ways, as a striker, can you cope if you're not scoring?
Well, that was always my excuse, Steve.
Did they record assists?
But he will, he's going to score goals again in an Arsenal jersey. But I think that's a brilliant sign. And look, at this moment in time, I think Arsenal's start to the season, we keep thinking they're going to fall away. And I suppose, it was against Nottingham Forest, the team at the bottom of the table today. But it was more the manner of the victory after the performance at Southampton last week. I watched a game in midweek against PSV where they were particularly poor. So today was a big statement by Arsenal coming back saying, it wasn't a tired performance. They looked full of energy. The goals were very, very good. And, I think Arsenal fans will be delighted with that.
Let's get some reaction from the Forest manager. Here's Steve Cooper.
It's not the first time, obviously, we've lost a game this year and by a poor scoreline as well. And we have to look at each other and review and reflect accordingly. And that'll be challenging because when you see not just the goals, but our general sort of competing in the game, it was miles off where it needs to be. And that's a pride thing and that's an attitude thing. So, when we look at it, we're going to have to look at each other and go, that cannot happen again. So it's as clear as that. I'll watch the game back and we'll review as we normally do, but I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to see. And it will be, as I said, down to not competing well enough.
Is this as angry as you've been as the Forest manager?
Well, I'll never show it too much here, but the... In the end, you want to have game plans, you want to have a way of playing, and all these, you have to want to work with a certain methodology. But like I said, in the end, you want to stand up and be counted for your club and for your team, and that is competing. And like I said, the goals are obviously the obvious ones to look at, which was good examples of that. But there was loads of examples where we were just second best in looking at your opponent and getting beat too easily, and that's the black and white of it, really.
And I know he's got his new contract, Chris, and I noticed the other day there's lots of reports that they're going to spend more money and bring more players in January. Well, that was my reaction as well. Is that what they really need? More signings?
I don't know. It's been a bit of a mess. I tell you what would worry me, just listening to Steve Cooper talking there, saying they're miles off. It's a pride thing. It's an attitude thing. So you just said he signed his new contract. Surely the manager has to take some responsibility when you're using that terminology about pride and attitude not being there. That's the manager's job to motivate the players. I think they've got 2 huge games coming up at home, the next 2 in the Premier League, Brentford and then Palace. They are enormous games. But if you're a Nottingham Forest fan, I think alarm bells are ringing if Steve Cooper is using language like that.
Good point. Questioning pride. Is that questioning whether or not somebody cares enough? Interesting. Chris, thank you. Speak to you soon.
Thank you, Steve.
Speak to you tomorrow, won't I? Monday Night Club?
Oh, yeah. Are you on? Yeah, I'm on. You're on. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Look forward to it.
Chris is with Robbie for 606. Once we're done at Old Trafford, 08085 909 693. That is the number to call to speak to Chris and Robbie, and they'll be with you as soon as we are done. Full time in the game at Old Trafford. We've got second half commentary on the way. Before we go there, let's talk a little bit about Formula One. Delighted to say that Jenny Gow has joined us. Good evening, Jenny. Good afternoon, Jenny.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. So many people are irate at F1 at the moment for so many reasons, but the biggest reason seems to be the fact that F1 put out that the race was starting at 9 o'clock. because they forgot the clocks went back.
Brilliant.
It's 8 o'clock. Our coverage is at 7:45. People very angry today, Steve.
Well, at least they know now. I want to ask you about another thing that's making people angry, because obviously, we could talk about the grid. For people that don't know, Verstappen's on pole, Russell second, Hamilton third, Perez fourth. Done. The big news at the minute is around this punishment for Red Bull, isn't it? And the question marks over whether or not the punishment that they have got for breaching the amount of money that you're allowed to spend is, as Christian Horner has put it, draconian and therefore unfair, or as Mercedes seem to be saying, not going far enough. So is the right answer somewhere in the middle?
When you've got both sides saying, oh, it's draconian, and the other saying, oh, it's not enough, then it probably is about right. Somewhere in the middle. It's hard to know. These are the first time that these rules have been tested. They're the first time the FIA have had to sit down and work out, well, what is the appropriate penalty? They've deemed that the fine of $7 million is appropriate for Red Bull for busting through their cost cap. They've also agreed that they have to have less time developing their car next year. So they were going to get 70% worth of time in the wind tunnel. They'll now get 63% time in the wind tunnel. And they say that's going to cost them a lot. That's going to cost them up to half a second over the season. Will it? I don't think it's going to cost them that much, but we really won't know until the end of next year or even the year after has played out. So this is like the longest game of Monopoly ever.
The other thing I want to ask you about, and this is from Andrew Benson's piece on the BBC Sport website. This is the headline, right? George Russell believes Mercedes have a reasonable shot of winning the Mexico City Grand Prix. I mean, that tells you how far they've fallen, for one, but two, maybe how they might come back.
I've got a friend who I was with this afternoon who is absolutely desperate for a Mercedes win, in particular a Lewis Hamilton win. This would be the first season in his entire Formula One career that he hasn't been able to win at least one race if he can't do it over the next 3. And they've got a good chance. The car's looking good. They line up right behind and next to Verstappen. And it's a really long sort of drag race down to the first turn. So there is a real hope that for fans of Mercedes and Hamilton, this is the chance. This is the time. We shall wait and see. But it should be a good one.
Jenny, thank you very much. 7:45 is when our coverage starts here on 5 Live of the Mexican Grand Prix. We are bringing you full commentary. Right, let's take you back then to Old Trafford. Second half commentary of Manchester United versus West Ham. 6:06 with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton to come. But let's rejoin Chris Waddle and correspondent John Murray.
Yes, welcome back everyone inside Old Trafford to the news that West Ham are having to make a change, and their goalkeeper Lucas Fabianski has not been able to come out for the second half. So it is the French international goalkeeper Alphonse Areola, the former Paris Saint-Germain player, who will come on now, which he does, all in yellow, just tapping his black gloves together and taking his position in the goal to our left, in front of the Stretford end, as the second half kicks off with the scoreline: Manchester United 1, West Ham 0. Manchester United leading through that powerfully headed goal by Marcus Rashford in the 38th minute. So Areola came on, and now the ball's being played forward to Rashford, who is dispossessed by Kehrer on the edge of the box, and Areola gets his first touch to sweep it away downfield. He's seen quite a bit of football actually, as an offside flag against West Ham. So he's seen in the Europa Conference League. Areola has played. This is his 9th appearance of the season, and his 3rd in the Premier League, so he is on. But he did seem, didn't he, to have jarred something, Chris Waddle?
Yeah, most definitely, the way he came out for that ball, yeah.
So Alphonse Areola is on. That is the first change that either team has made, and on this now dark evening here at Old Trafford, Manchester United have the ball. Their team, De Gea in goal, Dalot, Maguire, Martinez and Shaw, the back 4, Casemiro and Eriksen, and Bruno Fernandes in the middle, and Elanga on the right, Rashford on the left, and Cristiano Ronaldo through the middle. Rashford, the goal scorer, from a lovely cross from Eriksen that we got to see again at half-time. Groans because Manchester United have given it away, and West Ham, through Downs, take it on into Manchester United territory, but they're then forced back inside their own half. Manchester United, red shirts, white shorts, black shorts, and West Ham in the sort of white and orangey away kit that that they wore at Anfield a couple of weeks ago when they lost that match by 1-0. But on that day, on that evening at Anfield, they did improve in the second half, and that is what David Moyes will be looking for them to, I think, be a little more on the front foot. Here is Bowen now combining with Kera and playing the ball into the area for Scamacca. Maguire comes across, final touch off Scamacca, and Maguire allows it to run behind.
They've started pretty well, West Ham. He's obviously had words with them, said about up the tempo, getting beat 1-0, got to take the game to Man United. Started quite bright, but that was good defending by Maguire.
And that's Chris Waddle with us as the commentary team on 5 Live in the World Service here at Old Trafford. Chris, England World Cup player and former Marseille man. I'm heading to Marseille in the morning. I wish you were coming with us, but to see your two of your old clubs, Marseille and Tottenham, playing on Tuesday night at the Velodrome. Instead, it'll be Pat Nevin, who will also be excellent company. Here is Martinez passing the ball from the back. So you can hear that on Tuesday night, Monday Night Club tomorrow. And Chris has recorded us a little piece for our 5 Live Away Day podcast to preview the Marseille-Tottenham game. So you'll be able to hear that, probably Monday night, Tuesday morning. United playing the ball out from the back. Martinez, left-footed ball, that's given it away to Rice. And now Downs is onto this, but couldn't find the pass back to Rice. So Maguire playing it forward to Eriksen, and then Eriksen curls one forward to Ronaldo, always on his toes in those yellow boots. Casemiro's given it away though, but West Ham can't take advantage. So what do you want to see, Chris, in the second half?
I'd like to see Man United keep the tempo up, don't try and protect this 1-0 lead. You want to see West Ham on the front foot. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of substitutions in the next 15-20 minutes. But at the minute, Man United have come off the pace, they're giving the ball away cheaply. West Ham's playing 20 yards higher up the field and they're winning the ball back a lot higher.
Poor pass from Dalot, giving it away to Rice. Now here's Benrahma on the left-hand side, but Benrahma loses out to Dalot, who after his initial mistake won the ball back for Manchester United. And now Bruno Fernandes, this is a 50-50 with Zuma, who just got there first and chipped it away from the Portuguese. So West Ham with Cresswell. The Liverpool fan as a boy. Cresswell plays it down the line to Benrahma. Benrahma pulls it back to the edge of the area. Shot was blocked from Scamacca. Scamacca on the follow-up, a high foot on Martinez. The referee's given it as a foul for a high foot. He did catch Martinez as well.
If Martinez doesn't get in the way of the first shot from Scamacca, that's in the net. He caught that flush. It was side foot, opened his body up, side foot, right foot. I don't think the hair would have saw that, but it hits Martinez, and he's gone for the ball. He's been booked, that's the problem. Scamacca, he's been booked first half, so he's caught him on the head, and the Man United players are saying to the referee, you've got to look at it, but he's went for the ball.
I mean, if that is the second yellow card for Scamacca, that is incredible.
He's got his eyes on the ball. We're seeing the video. Look at it. He bends right down, Martinez, as well, to head it. So I was definitely going in. We just saw replay the shot. If it doesn't hit Martinez, that's in the back of the net, and he's unlucky with the second one. The referee's got it right. Well done.
Yeah. I suspect if he had not already been yellow carded, he would have been booked for that.
Probably.
But I think that's common sense.
Yeah, I thought it was a good decision.
However, no doubt on social media there'll be all sorts of people saying Scamacca should have been sent off for that second yellow card. But that's 2022 for you.
Yeah, it is.
Manchester United 1, West Ham 0, and it is dry at the moment here at Old Trafford. And United playing the ball, Manchester United through for Martinez, and now Dalot chips it to the left-hand side. Goal scorer Rashford gets the ball down in the full-back position, now taking on Beaton Kera, curling the ball into the back post and beyond it, with two Manchester United players arriving there, and no one could get a touch.
Oh, it's a shot, isn't it? Shot come across, I suppose, but as soon as he got inside on that right foot, we know what he can do. He makes that ball, he can hit that ball, and he comes inside. Little bit of skill, and he aims for that far top corner, and it's not far wide.
We'll say on the evidence that we've seen today, and there have been flashes, as you probably know this season, of what you might call the true Marcus Rashford, but this is much more like him, certainly more than the Marcus Rashford, the ailing Marcus Rashford that we saw last season for such long periods. Manchester United 1-0 up, but West Ham certainly not out of this. Declan Rice running it forward, but still inside his own half. Bowen turns, then plays it to Rice, just in front of where Erik ten Hag and David Moyes are standing. And then Rice moving it from right to left and giving the ball to Cresswell at pace, and West Ham keeping it inside their own half. So 1-0 it is, and the goal scored by former Manchester United academy man in Marcus Rashford, who's onto the ball now, trying to win it back from Kehrer. He's claiming that he was fouled. Eriksson has also been challenged by Souček. No free kick, and then Bowen plays it past Shaw and is blocked by Shaw. It's a free kick to West Ham, and it doesn't look as though it's going to be a yellow card for Luke Shaw, which it might have been.
Well, we've seen him give for less, put it that way. If you watch the football all weekend, there's a lot of these yellow cards where you think, no, that was a yellow card.
But it wasn't. Chris Kavanagh resists whatever temptation there was to show what would be only the second yellow of the match. And having not shown a second yellow to Scamacca, that probably reduced the chances that Shaw would be shown a yellow for that. Here's Benrahma on the left-hand side, curling the ball in, but straight at De Gea, who's able to take the ball into his midriff.
Yeah, I mean, Benrahma's had probably the most space and most time as a attacking player for West Ham, but he's not made use of the service. He's been in great areas. He's had no end product today.
Is that Mikel Antonio, who was being called for by David Moyes, just seeing if he's going to get himself ready to come on. It looks like it. Looks like Mikel Antonio is going to come on. So whether that is going to be a change, or whether there is an issue, maybe with Scamacca, who seems okay.
It could be Benrahma. It could go 3-2 up top, Bowen in the hole. There's a lot of things they can do with this squad he's got, David Moyes, but Antonio, you know what you'll get from him: power, pace, hard to play against.
Shame the record signing Lucas Paquetá is still out. The Brazil coach Tite, just to our left, I guess would have been hoping that he might have been playing as well, part of his plans for the World Cup. Paquetá, but currently out with this shoulder problem, which is a blow for West Ham. 1-0 Manchester United, and here is the man who created the opening goal, Christian Eriksen, passing it forward, but that's blocked away. West Ham have it again inside their own half. Cresswell finding Rice on the left-hand side. Rice away from Bruno Fernandes, but Dalot passed it forward, and then West Ham have got it again. And here's Kehrer now, crosses the halfway line. Kehrer taking it on deep into Manchester United territory. Challenge on Bowen by Maguire. The visiting supporters thought that might have been a free kick. 25 yards out. It's not given. That's that high bar again. Elanga now for Manchester United runs into trouble. West Ham have got it back. Zuma passing it forward to Benrahma. Then back to Downs. Downs had Elanga behind him. Should that have been a free kick to West Ham?
Yeah, definitely. Maguire didn't play the ball, took Bowen out. It's not a yellow card, obviously, but definitely a free kick. And Antonio will be on probably in the next minute.
West Ham knocking it around in the central third as they play West Ham towards the end where their supporters are, to our right. And here's Kehrer on the right-hand side. Good-looking curling cross to the back post, which is headed away by a flying Dalot. Got up, twisted his head, got to it, and made good contact with it. And it comes back to the Portuguese right-back, who passes it forward to the Portuguese midfielder, Bruno Fernandes, who's beaten to it by Zuma, who gives it to Benrahma. And Benrahma then tackled by Dalot, and it's out for a throw to West Ham. They're improving David Moyes' side.
Well, it's a very scrappy second half, let's be honest, John. I don't think we've saw a lot of quality since the break, but West Ham are definitely on the front foot.
It's going to be Scamacca who's coming off, according to our Magic app. Magic app for Magic Chris. Throw in for West Ham on the left, which is taken into Downs, and then in comes the challenge, which from Casemiro, which puts it out of play, and we will see that change now. So centre forward for centre forward.
Yeah, he's not had much joy today, has he? Scamacca, he's got that yellow card, which I've also got to be worried about in case he does something silly, but no, he's not a great service, but he needs service. He's not going to create a goal off his own ability. I think he's a guy who does need service. Where Antonio can make his own goals.
Yes, he can. Come on as a substitute now in 6 consecutive Premier League games. Scamacca disappears into the red brick dugout. He's not scored in his last 6. Scamacca for West Ham, add to the 6 goals that he's already scored in all competitions. So Mikel Antonio is on and Scamacca is off. Manchester United 1, West Ham 0. Lines are open to talk to Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton after this match on 5 Live. 08 085 909 693. There might be a Nottingham Forest fan on the way back from the 5-0 defeat at Arsenal, or a Celtic fan perhaps still on the way back from their 3-0 win at Livingston. Finished Ross County 1, Hearts 2, and this coming week Champions League commentary to come on Tuesday night and Wednesday night on 5 Live. West Ham coming forward, Dawson to Bowen, Bowen with a cross, but that's headed away by Dalot. Did well again, got up, he is tall, the right back, had West Ham players either side of him, but Dalot got his head to it, and Cristiano Ronaldo runs the ball to the halfway line and actually groans because he turns and plays it back into his own half, and there's an arm in the air from Ronaldo there.
Well, he's picked it up 20 yards from the halfway line, and Rashford didn't really take off on a run to think, go on, plays it. He sort of jogged on. He had no option to go back. But Man United have played very slow, very cautious the second half so far.
There's Dalot doing exactly that. Plays the ball into Benrahma and is fortunate that it bounces back to him. David De Gea now from the ground. Longer pass to Shaw. It's just in front of David Moyes' technical area. The Manchester United left back, Shaw, with his black socks halfway down his calves. Ericsson plays it through to Casemiro. Casemiro curls one in. Zuma, that was awkward for him. In fact, shouts for handball as he tried to twist. Very awkward, but he got enough on it. I think he let it hit him body. It might have bounced up and hit his arm though, which was away from his body. But West Ham are able to get it away. Certainly no shouts from the players.
I don't think it was. I think it's hit his body, and there's nobody complaining or asking a referee to review it, or there's nothing happening. So McTominay's going to be coming on to go in that midfield.
Ball comes back to West Ham inside their own half. Yeah, maybe. Well, we'll see what he does in there, but Scott McTominay is ready to come on.
He could lose Fernandes as a false 9 and take Ronaldo off. I don't think he will, but put McTominay there to make it 3, which will help Casemiro and Ericsson.
West Ham, who are having the better of it at the moment, with Kehrer on the right-hand side. Kehrer finding Bowen. Bowen up against Maguire, plays the ball past him, then goes down. Maguire and Bowen coming together right on the edge of the box. Bowen was shouting. He wanted at least a free kick, possibly a penalty. It was right on the line. Now Souček trying to take it on, but Bruno Fernandes does well. And then Casemiro as well, and Bruno Fernandes passes the ball forward. Rice had to make the tackle, which he did on Marcus Rashford.
I think that's a foul. Jared Bowen, I think he goes past him. He nutmegs actually Maguire, and he's blocked off. It's an obstruction. For me, that's a free kick on the edge of the box, and the referee again weighs play on.
Well, it's Anthony Elanga actually who's making way, having started a Premier League match for the first time for 2 months. So McTominay is coming on for him, and we'll see what this means.
Fernandes goes to the right. As a right-sided midfield player. McTominay will go in the middle, because that's where West Ham are dominating at the minute. They're getting all the balls in the midfield, so I can see what Ten Hag was thinking there.
McTominay runs on with some instructions for Harry Maguire, and then McTominay takes up his position. As Chris said, Bruno Fernandes now going out to the right, so McTominay in a central position. So Ericsson and Casemiro remain as the two deeper lying midfielders for Manchester United. Half an hour to go. 5 Live in the World Service from the BBC. 5 Live's Premier League Sunday, and Manchester United 1-0 up on West Ham. Manchester United win this, they'll go back above Chelsea into 5th place in the table. Shaw taking the ball up towards the edge of the area, curling it across, stretching header from Ronaldo, who got up well. He can still get up there, hung in the air, but sort of just made a stunned header beyond the far post.
Just a little bit too high for him, wasn't it? He sort of got in behind Zuma. The ball's good by Shaw. It's a nice little clip over Zuma, but he just couldn't get above the ball and head it down, could he? It's always going wide.
Yep, so it dropped beyond the far post as we looked in front of the Stratford end. Ericsson forward to Rashford. Rashford plays it through, left side of the area, blasted wide by Cristiano Ronaldo on his left foot. A quarter of the way up the lower tier of the Stratford end.
That's better by Man United. Good tempo. Rashford change of pace. Lovely roll pass behind the defence for Ronaldo, coming across onto his left foot. Hard angle, but A man of his ability, you'd expect him to hit the target.
So there's a couple of warnings for West Ham.
Well, they're going to have to take risks, John. They're going to have to commit bodies forward. And Man United, if they use the ball wisely, can add to their tally.
So West Ham, having made those couple of changes, Mikel Antonio coming on, the burly number 9 through the middle. West Ham with Areola now in goal. Kehrer, Dawson, Zuma and Cresswell, a back 4 for West Ham again today. Souček and Rice and Downs in the middle. Bourne on the right, Benrahma on the left. And Antonio, the substitute, through the middle. West Ham having to defend because Rashford's carrying the ball forward to the edge of the area, then checks back, gives it to Eriksen behind him. Shaw is there as well. Shaw, who's certainly needed no invitation to get forward in this match. Luke Shaw played square by Eriksen to Casemiro, and Casemiro low ball to the edge of the box. McTominay back to Ronaldo, who hits the shot, which took a deflection actually, and it was wobbling. We could see it as it dipped over the top of Areola's crossbar by a few feet.
Nice layoff by McTominay on the edge of the box, and as soon as he gets the first touch and all, you know what he's thinking.
Goal is what he's thinking. Corner from the right. Eriksen to take this. Just rolls the ball, leans over rather languidly, and rolls it into the quadrant. And here's the delivery. Stratford end, trying to suck it in. Deep to the back post. Areola comes and gets a punch on it. Punched it up and away. Good distance actually. Landed 10 yards outside the penalty area. And then Martinez goes between 2 West Ham men. Gives it to Bruno Fernandes. Now Dalot. Dalot taking on and beating Kehrer. Left foot cross. Stretching ahead away by Dawson. Back in the team today after recovering from injury. Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side. Bruno Fernandes back centrally to Martinez. Now nearer the centre circle to Luke Shaw. And Manchester United are now back on top in the match. Rashford, his pass forward is intercepted by a sliding, a diving foot-first Souček out.
Man United took control of the game, John. And David Moyes talking with his coaching staff or whatever, he needs to freshen it up. They need more energy. They've got to start chasing this game because Man United are dictating the pace of it.
Just noticed there, they're in my eye line. The Brazilian coach Tite just having a little laugh with, it's his son actually, Mateus Bacci, who's sitting on his left. He's part of the Brazilian technical team, and the two of them just having a little joke together, presumably in Portuguese. Here is Eriksen carrying the ball forward. Eriksen back onto his right foot and then playing it to the left-hand side. Shaw curling one in, that's cleared away on the edge of the area, chested forward by Eriksen just outside the box. Casemiro now, his ball comes off the head of Benrahma, and that actually bounces away and beyond Bruno Fernandes and out for another corner to Manchester United.
Man United just need that second goal. Got all the ball, the possession. They're not creating enough chances though for all the ball they've had so far. West Ham have dropped off the pace.
Second goal now for Manchester United. That is a long way back, possibly too far back for West Ham. Here is the latest corner, which is headed by McTominay. There were defenders either side of him. The ball actually glances out into the full-back position, and Rice got there first, and Rice shrugs off Rashford, and Rice now opens his legs and crosses the halfway line and gives it to Kehrer, and white West Ham shirts pouring forward. Kehrer back to Rice outside the area. Rice's ball into the back post, didn't reach Antonio. The United player just got there ahead of the West Ham number 9 and glanced it beyond the far post for a corner.
Yeah, they had 3 in the box, didn't they? It was a good run by Rice and a good delivery in the danger area. Just that little flick away gives West Ham the corner.
Dalot, it was, again, proving how important he is defensively in the air, in his own penalty area. But it's a corner to West Ham. This is their first of the second half. 25 minutes to go. Manchester United 1, West Ham 0. The corner from the left side. Here's the delivery in towards the near post. That's headed up. It's Cristiano Ronaldo who is there to head it away and beyond the penalty area. Eriksen got it further away, but only back to Benrahma. And now Rice receives it down in the full-back position on the far side. Rice turning, and it comes off a Manchester United leg. It's another West Ham corner. Good response from West Ham, this.
It's Fernandes who puts it out.
They were under pressure a little.
Well, you've got nothing to lose. You're 1 down. Give it all you've got. If you lose that second goal, I think it will be good night. But
however, a second consecutive corner for West Ham, which is played back to Benrahma. And Benrahma takes on and beats Eriksson and then crosses left-footed, but that's too much on it. It's over everyone inside the penalty area. However, Bowen's got it on the right, left-footed ball into the back post. Benrahma's after it. It was blocked by a Manchester United leg. Still in there. United are able to clear through the head of Eriksson. West Ham take up possession again, but Down's touch took it away back behind him, so he had to check back. And West Ham start again. Benrahma plays it infield. It's gone a long way to Antonio. Antonio with Martinez right behind him. Tried to lay it off. Now Antonio. Martinez bounces off him again. Antonio 1-2 with Souček. Now a chance for Dawson, who hits the shot in the D on the edge of the box, and it sails over by a yard and a half.
Oh, I know Martinez is a tough guy, isn't he? And he likes a little fair. I think he picked on the wrong guy, Antonio, there, wasn't it? It was sort of it was like when you flick the fly away from you, isn't it, when it comes and lands on you? It was so bye-bye.
Well, they called him the Butcher, I think, in South America, Martinez. But the Butcher had his chips when he came up against
Antonio. A little bit too strong for him.
Yeah, there aren't too many who'd be stronger than Antonio. 1-0 Manchester United lead. And for the shot, it fell to the wrong man on the edge of the box, Dawson, didn't it? With his effort from the edge of the D. But West Ham come again. It's Benrahma once more. Benrahma around Casemiro and then shooting low, but it's straight, more or less straight at David De Gea, who had to drop down. Awkward. It was landing on the half volley, and Antonio was there. Secure handling though from De Gea.
West Ham coming on. They realise they need this goal, and they're pushing. And what Man United have got to do, use the ball, move the ball earlier, use it better, and they will cause West Ham more problems. But at the minute, they're playing into the hands of West Ham by giving the ball away so cheaply. Promising from Benrahma, who looked so good, didn't he, when he was really at his best at Brentford. Oh, yeah, brilliant at Brentford. And he's shown some really bright stuff here today, Benrahma. Manchester United 1, West Ham 0. Got lots of options in that department. David Moyes, and quite a number of them on the bench today, whether it's Fornals or Lanzini, both among the substitutes. 1-0 though, the home side lead. Marcus Rashford's goal, but West Ham come again with the ball down the right-hand side. Bowen to Kera's low ball in, nice looking ball as well, looking for the run of Antonio to the near post. Martinez was there with him again, and it is the Argentine who got the touch. Corner, West Ham from the right this time.
Yeah, West Ham have got ahead of steam here, haven't they? They're really playing a high tempo, and Man United are just playing into the hands. They're giving away the ball cheaply. They're not looking after the ball. They're not playing quick enough. I'm sure Ten Hag will be thinking of making another couple of changes.
08 085 909 693 to talk to Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton on 606 tonight, and then it's the Mexican Grand Prix after that from 7:45. Corner though to West Ham, and Bowen has got to back away just to the point where the pitch falls away, and then plays it in, and it's headed up and away by McTominay. Did well. Still West Ham though. Benrahma shifts it to the left-hand side. Cresswell's cross, but he's got it all wrong. He was off balance actually, Cresswell, the left back, and it drifts away over the crossbar for a goal kick.
Yeah, he couldn't get his... Dalot did well to close him down, to be fair. He rushed him, but couldn't get out of his feet. The West Ham dictating the game the last 5-10 minutes.
And more football commentary as well on Sports Extra, the Women's Super League match between Arsenal and West Ham. So West Ham's women will follow West Ham's men. That's on Sports Extra. Dark now, after the clocks went back. It was pointed out by Richard Jolly, the football writer, that the last goal of British summertime was scored by Somerville last night for Leeds United, which I quite enjoyed. I bet he's enjoying his 21st birthday.
Yeah, I bet he is.
Crescencio, back in the Netherlands. He said he was going back there with his family after his winning goal at Anfield. 1-0 Manchester United lead. Marcus Rashford, the goal scorer here. His, as Steve Crossman described it at half-time on 5 Live, a bullet header, which it was, but he just ran onto it, really.
Great goal.
Yeah. You'll see that on Match of the Day 2 tonight. Benrahma, maybe more goals in this game, who knows? Benrahma taking on Casemiro, doesn't beat him this time. Casemiro went the ground, played it forward. Manchester United have got it back. McTominay, Cristiano Ronaldo, first time touch to the right hand side to Bruno Fernandes. Rashford making a run through the middle. Bruno Fernandes high cross field. Cristiano Ronaldo had to actually back away, watch it bounce, and then kept it in. and ran off the field, and then Shaw played it past Souček, who in a rather laboured style just took him down, and that will be a yellow card.
It is a yellow, but there's been other yellows which the referee hasn't done his job.
Well, he couldn't not give a yellow card to Souček for that. So it's a free kick on the left-hand side for Manchester United. What have we got? We've got less than 20 minutes to play. Chris Waddle with us here.
Take the call, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
West Ham's made a game of it. They've upped the tempo, and Man United at the minute. I think the first time we've seen them over the halfway line for 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, Eriksson, take this. I think if you forced the two of us, you would say that Manchester United will see it through, but not certain. Eriksson with this free kick on the left, raises his left arm, and Eriksson drives it in, top of the foot this time, to the back post. Maguire heads it back to the edge of the penalty area. That's one from the training ground. But Benrahma was able to get in there and turn it out of play on the far side. He just fired it in, didn't he?
Yeah, West Ham throw.
Throw-in, which is taken and lost. And then Fernandes to Eriksson, middle of the West Ham half, that dwelt on the ball, so West Ham, Downs was able to put in the challenge, but Shaw's able to win back the ball for Manchester United. McTominay to the right-hand side, then the cross left-footed from the far side from Dalot, but that's cleared away. Manchester United again. It's been a good to and fro this second half. Manchester United, then West Ham, back again. And now it's Manchester United who are searching for that second goal, but they go all the way back to David De Gea on the edge of his own penalty area, or being passed out from the back. Maguire up to the halfway line. Bruno Fernandes, and then just a little ponderous this from Manchester United. Casemiro, Eriksson first time touch.
That's what they need to do, keep the ball, dictate the pace of the game, make West Ham chase.
Shaw gives it to Cristiano Ronaldo running, he's away from Souček, but Dawson comes across.
He knew he was going to shoot, didn't he?
Yep, everyone knew. Manchester United taking up possession again. Maguire in the centre circle. Low and through the middle, Bruno Fernandes might have been fouled. It breaks to Eriksson, who was in an offside position, and actually he's brought it back for the foul on Bruno Fernandes between the centre circle and the D, so it's virtually in the middle of the West Ham half.
Yeah, referee brought the play back. Be no rush. Man United are trying to dictate the pace of this game. West Ham are going to make a change. Fornals coming on.
Yep.
Well, that'll probably be for Benrahma.
A little bit unfortunate, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, I would leave him on, I've got to say. He's been the most effective probably player going forward.
Unless it's Bowen, of course, who had an injury, missed the game on Thursday.
It could actually be, because you're chasing the game, it could be Downs.
It could, yeah. And play Fornals in a...
Yeah, in the 10, yeah.
So, we'll see. David Moyes is issuing instructions down there. David Moyes watching on. And Manchester United with the free kick. Central area, Eriksson with his hands on his hips, just looking to create something, craft something. Actually, he plays it square to Dalot, and Dalot, Benrahma in front of him. Dalot shoots, actually, left-footed. It hits Rice on the edge of the box and bounces away for West Ham. Manchester United back in possession, though, with Shaw to Rashford on the left. Shaw gets it back. Low ball in is cleared away by a stretching Souček. Went down onto one knee as he cleared it away with his right foot. Back to Eriksson again. He receives it back, Christian Eriksen. Yet to score for Manchester United, but he's created a few, as he did today. Won't be too long, I don't think, before he gets on the score sheet. Manchester United are having to go back into their own half and all the way back to De Gea. So still 1-0 the home side lead. De Gea strikes it long onto the head of Zuma, who heads it back into Manchester United territory. Forward from Maguire. Bounces back for Dalot. Back into West Ham possession, with Declan Rice on the left-hand side, puffing out his chest as he likes to do, as he carries the ball forward. Gives it to the bleached blonde-haired Benrahma, whose challenge goes down, wins the free kick. He got away from a combination of Dalot and Casemiro.
Casemiro catches him on the ankle, simple as that. It's a foul, it's a good run by Benrahma, trying to commit defenders.
It is Flynn Downs who makes way for West Ham. So on comes the Spaniard, Pablo Fornals. Fornals, who scored when West Ham won at Aston Villa. That's their only away win in the Premier League so far this season. So Fornals is on. Free kick for West Ham, over on the far side. Manchester United leading through the Rashford goal in the first half. Two men out there for West Ham. And the delivery from Rice in, Antonio with a touch, and then at the back post Dawson, but he had a Manchester United man with him. Martinez, good defending actually. Dawson getting in there, but Martinez managed to block him enough.
So, yeah, it's very good defending. It's a low ball with a lot of pace hitting that near post, comes through the far post, Aguirre ends up kicking it away.
Well, that was strong defending from the butcher shop. Antonio with a throw on the right hand side. I mean, Dawson absolutely towers over Martinez. If you pick them out in an identity parade, you certainly wouldn't say they were both central defenders. Throwing into the Manchester United penalty area. Dawson's after this one as well, but it bounces away from him. And Manchester United could be away on the counter-attack. Well, he would have been away on the counter-attack had Marcus Rashford not blatantly had his shirt pulled by Thilo Kehrer, who took the yellow card.
He was going to take it. Once the turned and started running, there was only going to be one winner. And he took the yellow card for the team.
Well, Christian Eriksen won't score his first Manchester United goal today because he's being substituted. But warm applause for Christian Eriksen's contribution today. Created the goal, and Fred comes on.
Well, you know what, he's got terrific energy, breaks the play up well, gives the ball away a little bit too cheaply for me, but he knows how to retrieve the ball and give it to players who can play. And we've now got what might well be the starting two in midfield for Brazil at the World Cup. Fred and Casemiro on the field. I just looked across at Tite, the Brazilian national team coach, when Fred came on, and he looked like he couldn't have been less interested. But they know, don't they, that the television cameras will be on them as soon as anything like that. I actually looked at Gareth Southgate when Rashford scored in the first half. Totally straight face. Total. Absolutely. Here is Zuma, carries the ball over the halfway line, then passes it straight out of play. So throw in to Manchester United, who are inching closer to what would be another home win for them after the win against Sheriff here on Thursday night. Won the previous home match 2-0 against Tottenham. They played well that day, didn't they, Manchester United? Before that, Newcastle got the 0-0 draw here. But West Ham certainly haven't given this up. Fornals, well done, takes out Shaw and Rashford from the play with a flick infield. Now Rice is onto this down the right-hand side. Rice, dummied to cross, beat Martinez, who'd gone out wide. Souček, now back to Fornals. Fornals back to Rice on the right-hand side. Rice is deep cross to the back post, should be dealt with. Fernandes is under no pressure there, and he controlled it as it dropped out of the sky, and he clears it away, but it was deflected. Benrahma was onto it, and Manchester United passing it out from the back, but it's lost. A shot from the angle on the edge of the area. I thought he might have been having his shirt pulled by Casemiro. Actually, Souček when he hit the shot, but it was blocked, and Manchester United cleared downfield, and it's back to goalkeeper Areola. I think what worried Ten Hag is that the tempo Man United played second half. Now, whether it was instructions to sit deep and play slow, the new West Ham are obviously going to come on to them, but I've just been surprised how Man United have played so slow the second half.
Free kick to West Ham for a foul by by Casemiro on Antonio. Half-time in the Rugby League World Cup in the group Pool A. Samoa 28, France 0. 6:06 to follow. West Ham free kick coming up. 08 085 909 693 to talk to Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage. And then the Mexican Grand Prix on 5 Live tonight, the commentary. Free kick is taken short by West Ham. Benrahma. Then the cross from Cresswell takes a deflection. Drops onto the head of Casemiro. Cristiano Ronaldo now turns, twists, gives it back to Casemiro, who passes the ball into space. Shaw is the second favourite for that, and he lost out to Kehrer, and Shaw's out of position now, and Kehrer brings it forward. Fornals on the right-hand side. Fornals deep cross. Antonio couldn't get there. He was beaten to it by Dalot again. And the ball's out for a throw.
Brilliant header by Dalot at the far post. Listen, I'm watching the replay. He knows exactly where Antonio is. He's got him marked very, very closely.
Yes, I don't think there's any doubt he'll be in the Portuguese squad. Indeed, the team, Dalot, as Antonio's going to have a shot from 22 yards that De Gea had to leap up and push over the top of the crossbar. He hit that well.
Brilliant strength by Antonio against McTominay. He's trying to force him. He just spins him, runs away from him. Great strike and full sleep by him. It was really straight at De Gea, middle of the goal. It was a good save.
He's not had to make a lot of saves.
Yeah.
That's as much as he's been tested yet by the West Ham substitute. Corner then for West Ham to the back post. That's headed up in a way. Maguire got to that for Manchester United. Fred couldn't keep it. Benrahma gives it to Cresswell. Cresswell's ball in. Zuma! Oh, what a save by De Gea, leaping to his right to keep out Kurt Zuma. That was very good.
Great ball, Cresswell. What a header by Zuma. Everybody's arms go up. They think it's going to hit the back of the net. What a save that is by De Gea, by the way. You'll not see a better save than that.
Full strength, full stretch. That was creeping inside the post. And De Gea clawed it away. That's a fingertip save. Corner then, next corner. In it comes again. Bounces down. Manchester United haven't cleared it, but Maguire does get underneath it and volleys it out just down here to our right for another throw to West Ham.
All West Ham. Man United have come off the pace, and West Ham can see they've got a chance here, a good chance.
They have. Time running out though. 7 minutes. Don't go anywhere on 5 Live, on the World Service, or on BBC Sounds. Kehrer to take this throw. The West Ham supporters in great voice to our right, and it comes flicked on by Dawson, and then Antonio under pressure. McTominay was with him really on the stretch from 12 yards, just sort of shoveled it, lifted it over. In fact, it was Zuma it was with a shot.
Yeah, there's a few claims saying penalty. He was late, McTominay, but I don't think he was.
Well, they'll have a look, obviously.
Yeah, they will be looking, I'm sure, but
McTominay on Zuma.
I don't think there's anything wrong. I think he's trying to wait for that VAR decision.
Well, Zuma has stayed down, and here we are on the screen now. What do you think?
Well, it's a flick on by Dawson. He gets but no, you can't give it for that. Sorry.
And it's not being given either. Manchester United 1, West Ham 0. Contact was minimal.
Yeah,
as he came in, there was contact.
He's went by the ball.
Yeah, genuine attempt to block the shot.
We've just seen a replay of this De Gea save from Zuma. What a save that was!
That could be a 3-point saving save by David De Gea. And David Moyes' reaction, he blew out his cheeks. He said something that I don't think you and I could say that on here, Chris.
No.
I think that would be the wrong thing to do. Manchester United 1, West Ham 0. Monday Night Club on 5 Live tomorrow night. Tuesday night we're going back to your old stomping ground, the Velodrome, for Marseille against Tottenham. That should be a really good night. Manchester City Sevilla's the commentary on Wednesday in the Champions League. We'll have all of the midweek action covered. This one's not finished yet. Benrahma down the left hand side again, looking for the run of Antonio, but Maguire is there. He's looked pretty secure, Maguire, on his return to the Manchester United starting lineup, bar when he dived in on Scamacca early on in the match.
He's had his moments where he's given the ball away cheaply at times as well, but overall, solid performance. I think he's feeling the pace now as well.
He's leaning over, hands on his knees, the Manchester United captain. And you've said in the first half, Chris, you think that's helped Rashford's cause, possibly got him into the 26. What about Maguire? Does he start the first game after his errors in his last start against Germany?
No, I wouldn't. But you know, it's down to Gareth, who's not far from us here.
Throw in for Manchester United to the edge of the box. Bruno Fernandes now turning. West Ham have had a good spell, but Manchester United coming forward now. Back to McTominay. McTominay clips it across. Fred heads it against the post from 10 yards out, and then the ball is deflected back and behind. And he very nearly scored in front of the Brazilian coach.
Yeah, that's Fred on the plane. No, it's good effort, wasn't it? Patient build-up, Man United. Nice little clip in.
Thank you for your support.
What was that? 72,832.
Yeah,
I remember it. Yep, there it is. 73,682 in attendance at Old Trafford on this autumn evening. Again, remarkably mild, isn't it?
Yep,
really.
very mild.
And it could be bitter for West Ham. if it stays like this. They've done well, but not enough. And now Fornals plays the ball square to Cresswell. Cresswell carrying the ball forward, gives it to Benrahma on the left-hand side. Benrahma back to Rice. Rice sets this up, shoots, deflected across the penalty area. Martinez got his head to it again, carried it wide, slaps, high fives all round. Dallow and Martinez, corner West Ham though.
Did the right thing, Declan Rice, 25 yards out, crowded penalty area, could have deflected in anyway, it could have went anywhere, it's went out for the corner.
Jared Bowen to take this from the right-hand side. Raised right arm. West Ham fans up behind it. This is a good delivery to the back post. Maguire's got there again for Manchester United. And then Fred volleys it further away on the edge of the box. Bounces for Cristiano Ronaldo. Might have struck his arms as it came down. It's not been given by Chris Kavanagh. But West Ham, in any case, are back in possession. So West Ham will come forward again. Kevin Nolan is complaining about something to the fourth official down there on the side of the pitch.
He's saying, look where the ball is, it's with the goalkeeper, it's no good to us that. We get a free kick here, we can put the ball in the box. I understand where he's coming from.
Yeah, that's what he's wanting, the free kick for the handball by Ronaldo. Antonio runs into McTominay, who comes out with the ball. And then Fernandes. There might be a little more space now for Manchester United coming forward. Fred has just hit the post with that header, but McTominay's pass was too close. Areola was quickly out there.
McTominay plays for Scotland, he's an experienced enough player now. Just keep the ball. Couple of minutes left on the clock.
However, it is West Ham who are coming forward once again. We've got 90 seconds to go, plus added time. 1-0 still, that narrow lead. Marcus Rashford scoring with the header in the 38th minute. And West Ham with Declan Rice playing the ball just behind Benrahma, who suddenly appeared on the right-hand side here. Benrahma takes on Fred, beats him down the right-hand side, plays it up to Kehrer, but Luke Shaw put in the challenge. Ronaldo wins it back, in there ahead of Fornals. Great energy from Cristiano Ronaldo, and now he gives it forward for Manchester United and Rashford, but Zuma puts in the tackle on the edge of his own box, went to ground, so couldn't afford not to make it, but he did make it. Kurt Zuma, who so close to finding the equaliser with that header that was kept out by De Gea a few minutes ago. Bowen is forced back into his own half. Bowen in the centre circle. We are now in the 90th minute. Bowen is tripped, and that wins the
yellow
free
as well.
kick by
Fernandes,
Bruno Fernandes. And that's going to be a suspension for Bruno Fernandes. That's accumulation of yellows, so he will be suspended for next Sunday's visit to Aston Villa. So no Bruno Fernandes in that match. Free kick for West Ham. Quite central. West Ham sending up, of course. Zuma from the back, Dawson as well. Free kick's going to be taken in by Cresswell. Left-footed, 3 minutes of added time. Cresswell curls it in, it's Maguire again, who's got his head to it. It's been either Dallow or Maguire with those defensive headers.
Dallow's had an excellent, his positional sense has been brilliant.
This would be a very good clean sheet, actually. Manchester United it would be a fifth consecutive home clean sheet for Manchester United. But I think significant with Maguire coming back into the defence today. But Martinez and Dallow have been excellent either side of him. And actually Luke Shaw's looked good as well.
Shaw's looked very good today.
Coming forward and defensively.
Yep, very good.
Right, we are into these 3 minutes. 6:06 to follow. 08, 085, 909 693. Kehra's pass over the top. Bowen in an offside position. Chases after it. In comes the challenge from Martinez. And it is defended out of play for what is given as a corner. No offside.
I thought he was offside, and I think all the Man United players did. Look, they're all saying to the linesman, no.
Looked it, but it was the flag stayed down. So Bowen waiting to take this. West Ham, David Moyes, I'm sure when he appears, and he'll be on 6:06, Gary Flintoff will be talking to him later. Bowen playing this into the near post, attempted near post flick from Cresswell, but Manchester United got a block on it, defended it well. and the ball out with Fred, and Fred goes for the ball downfield.
He's tried to hit a diagonal ball. Casemiro's on the other side of the field. He's trying to hit it,
but he failed.
He's missed it.
Yeah, then he hit it through to Areola, and now forward from Fornals to the edge of the area. Maguire allows that to bounce through, and they're all applauding one another there. McTominay and Maguire. Maguire gets a rub of the head from the younger man, McTominay, and De Gea has got the ball and picks it up. Just over a minute to go. That's an encouraging sign for a manager if they do keep 5 consecutive home clean sheets as well. He'll like that, Erik ten Hag. Downfield it goes, headed forward. Souček is onto this, passed away from the back though to Declan Rice on the left. They'll feel West Ham 1-0 at Anfield, 1-0 at Old Trafford. They've had that moment. Here's Fornals on the right-hand side. He's away from Bruno Fernandes. Fornals across. No, deflect by Bowen. Hit a Manchester United defender. Could have gone anywhere, and it was cleared away at the back post. Bowen didn't get enough on it.
That's been Harry Maguire's best touch of the day. That he was the one who stopped it from going in on Jared Bowen. So
not sure he knew much about it, Chris.
No, he didn't know, but it was his best touch.
It hit him and stayed out, and that's crucial. But Rice, West Ham come again. Benrahma is past McTominay, and then in a crunching challenge from Maguire. But Rice, oh, what a save from De Gea, this time leaping to his left. That was hit so sweetly by Declan Rice. That was bang on target, and he saved one to his right. Now he's saved another to his left. De Gea.
World-class save again by De Gea. He's kept, for all we'll say, Man United clean sheet. West Ham have asked a lot of questions of Manchester United tonight.
David Moyes, when he appears, will be saying, how did we not get anything from this? Fornals with a corner. Areola's gone up. He's not reached it. It's headed forward, still in the box. People are squealing inside Old Trafford. There's the whistle now, as United clear. And all of them, the defenders all run towards David De Gea. Martinez is on his back. Diogo Dalot is giving him a kiss. Those saves, absolutely crucial from Zuma earlier, but that one from Rice right at the end. And Manchester United have won it by that Rashford goal, his 100th for the club in the first half. Chris Waddle.
Well, we'll see Man United have improved over the weeks, and they've still got a long way to go. They lost control of this game the last 15-20 minutes. Don't think Den Hag will be happy about that, but they've won 1-0. Great goal by Rashford, great saves by the who's kept them in the game, let's be honest. But it's a result Man United will take a lot of confidence from. Feel sorry for West Ham, they played ever so well second half.
Tough opponents, weren't they, today?
They always are, West Ham. You know you're going to get a game from them. They're a dangerous team, but Man United have soared through David De Gea.
So Marcus Rashford will take the headlines, but David De Gea should be right up there with him for those saves. It's finished here. Manchester United 1, West Ham 0.